There are many forms of betrayal in a relationship, but the kind that cut deepest often begin without physical contact at all. It starts quietly in the heart. It grows in private thoughts, hidden conversations, and emotional attachment that were never supposed to exist outside the relationship. Emotional cheating is powerful because it makes partner feel replaced long before anything physical ever happens. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Purpose Coaching with Jean, where I help you with daily encouragement, motivation, and guide you to grow stronger in every area of your life. Most people picture cheating as something obvious or dramatic, but emotional cheating is subtle. It happens in small, constant choices. You confide in someone more than your partner. You look forward to their messages. You share personal struggle, inside jokes, or meaningful moments that create a connection. You see, these exchanges may feel harmless at the beginning, but they slowly shift your emotional loyalty away from your own relationship. One of the biggest signs of secrecy is when you start deleting conversations, hiding messages, or being careful with your phone. It is no longer innocent. When you give someone else access to the vulnerable part of what your partner should receive, a boundary has been crossed. Emotional intimacy is powerful. And once you give it to someone outside the relationship, trust is damaged. A healthy relationship deserves respect, honesty, and emotional loyalty. When you choose a partner, you are choosing to honor them, not just with your action, but with your attention, your communication, and your heart. Respect means to protect the relationship even when no one is watching. Honesty means your partner does not have to wonder what is happening behind their backs. And loyalty means your emotional energy stays where your commitment is. When these values are represented, the relationship feels safe. When they are broken, the whole foundation begins to shake. The heart always moves before the body does. It is very important that we understand that. People rarely wake up one day and decide to physically cheat. It usually happens before they have already given their emotions, their trust, and their vulnerability to someone else. Once emotional intimacy deepens, the person begins to feel understood, appreciated, or wanted by someone other than their partner. That emotional closeness create a forced sense of connection that opens the door for physical action. Emotional cheating often begins when a person feels a gap inside themselves that they have not addressed. It may be a need for connection, reassurance, or emotional closeness that they have never learned or they have never expressed in their relationship. Instead of communicating openly, they drift towards someone who offers comfort, attention, or understanding. This outside connection becomes attractive, not because the person wanted a new relationship, but because it made them feel seen in a moment when they felt empty, stressed, or emotionally overwhelmed. That Emotional comfort quietly grows into a bond that blurs boundaries and changes the connection in the heart or the direction of the heart. Many people justify their action by saying, we were just talking, or we are just friends. The truth is simple. If that outside connection gets more of your emotional effort than your partner does, the relationship is already being affected. When someone else becomes your source of comfort, confidence, or validation, your partner will feel the shift even if you think they don't notice. This usually happens when communication in a relationship is struggle. Instead of addressing the unsolved issues, a person may turn into who feels easier to talk to. But avoiding difficult conversation does not heal anything. It simply shifts the emotional investment outside the relationship. What it does, it creates distance, it creates tensions and confusion for the partner who suddenly feel disconnected without understanding why. Another reason emotional cheating happens is loneliness as well. A person may feel unseen or unheard by their partner. So they feel that emptiness by forming a close connection with someone else. But no outside relationship can replace a broken bond within the home. It's only create more pain, more hurt, and more trust issues. Healing requires facing the real problem, not escaping it into someone else's attention. Also, taking accountability is very important, and it is the first step toward healing. There can be no recovering if the inappropriate emotional connection continues. Ending the communication, restoring boundaries, and being open about your action are necessary steps in building choice. Because when you build those trusts, it changes everything. And it is also important to note trust does not return with promises. It returns with consistency and change behavior. For couples walking through emotional betrayal, understand this. The pain is deep because it touches something intimate. Your partner does not just lose trust, they lose the security of knowing that their emotional place in your life is protected. Rebuilding that closeness, it takes patience, it takes empathy, and it takes willingness to repair what was damaged. If you both are committed, healing is